Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, New Frontiers, Swine Time, episode 45. I've just brought this truck down here and hooked up to here in hopes that I can actually dump this thing of digestate, and I realize that it's just going to keep getting fed, so I've changed by the biogas plant, so I've changed it to storing for the moment. And it should go through. It should go through and allow me to dump digestate at some point here. Not sure what the button does. Oh, raises and lowers it. All right. That might be helpful at some point. So we're just going to let that roll for a bit and hope maybe it takes it out of that. But what we've really got to do right now is get our potatoes harvested. Luckily I've color coded these so I don't even need to guess. The brown one is going to be potatoes, these headers. I do think I should go get some gas though. I'm just going to pick up the header and go get some gas. And then I can pick up the header. I don't talk about close. So, right, we're going to get the potatoes harvested. We did everything else we needed to down here. For the moment, this guy's set up and ready to go on that. We do need to bring these guys back to get slurry at some point. But at the moment, actually, we can do that right now because that's going to take a while to fill up. So we can at least start the process. Because as we know from that, we need both of them. Our road here is doing pretty good. That's cool. I'm liking it. We still do need to extend that all the way up the side to up there. But I still think maybe a machine shed right there would be a good spot. Or maybe down in this loop here somewhere reasonably close to all the fields. Keeping everything up there means we always have to go get it, which is not great. So getting our slurry here. Yeah, these guys have gone through a cycle, so they'll have a decent amount, although we are going to have to pull from our reserves now until our new pig farms get up to full production. Yeah, they're only doing 6,000 slurry a month right now, but they're going to get up to the 16-ish that the big ones do. As far as what our pigs are worth, we are just a couple of months from selling quite a few. So that will be good to There we go. I can drive, I swear. That will be good to get our money going a little bit. And we might as well fill our slurry over here first. We're not going to need that slurry until next month, so there's no need to rush this back down there. We are going to want slurry or digestate up here, actually. Or maybe we'll just hit it with the fertilizer. Now that we may get rid of the whole slurry spreading deal and just run fertilizer, because we're going to be making our fertilizer. So as long as it actually produces enough, we can go slurry into biogas plant. I'm not going to actually get rid of it, but it may make sense just to use the liquid fertilizer, since we're going to be actually creating it soon here. Especially once we get the manure going, that'll be another little bit of income from this and a bit more digestate, which will be good as well. But I bet our potato harvest is ready. To rock now. I am curious though. Getting us potatoes, yes. Alright, so we're just gonna harvest up these potatoes and I'll talk to you when that's done. Okay, that's the potatoes. I'm curious. Got quite a few potatoes. Although, very weirdly, it says total is 200 on the bottom, but 550 on the top. So I'm not sure how we're doing 384 unless this thing is picking up. No, it's not. Okay, that's pretty weird. But let's get this thing put away. Let's get this thing washed off. This thing is dirty. Refueled, repaired, and washed. Feels like a good thing to do. So I'm not sure which is wrong, the 200K capacity or the 550K. But I'm gonna take it. I'm going to accept it. These guys repaired. Yep, and repaired. And let's wash them. Of course, fully dirty. It's interesting to see how these machines work. Potatoes come in here, probably lose a lot of the dirt along that way, and then they're shoved into that thing, and we're probably also breaking off clumps, and then finally this thing rolls around that way and dumps them in the bin. Cool. They are all clean. Ready to go on sugar beets in a month or two. I don't know when that is, but it's probably like October. Just stash this thing here again. I did not actually want to fold it up. So, given that that's parked right there right now, I would like to see whether there's a shed that works. That would be too big. That would almost fit the thing, but not quite. Again, not quite. So, yeah, maybe if this thing was fold it up, it might fit. Find out. Does make it better. We go back to this, because we could possibly stick everything in there, but I'm not sure I like it. That guy, this guy doesn't work. Whatever one we had. This one? I think it was this one. Because we could put that in there and possibly even fit these guys a long way. It's hard to tell. No, I don't think they would fit. I could still fit them end to end in there. And it looks to me like this guy fits in there folded up. So that's a good possibility of a shed we could use for this thing in the future. We wouldn't even have to put it here. We could stash it over there in the corner or something. But for now, we don't need to worry about it. Although I'm not sure I understand why I can't dump. It's digestate. I don't know what the deal with that is. I guess I'll go maybe put it in here. We've got the room. It apparently doesn't want to be dumped at all. It's unfortunate. I'm not sure what to do about that. Unless maybe I can go down and get that other... Maybe I can get it into the other one. The other big tanker up there. Yeah, I do believe once we're making our own liquid fertilizer, we're gonna just be rocking stuff here. Just rocking and rolling it all the way through. So if that's the case, then we probably won't need the stuff. I won't need all of this carting gear and all of that, which is cool. We gotta pick it up from that end. And then we can make sure we have our other setup. Let's just look now. Biogas plant is as full as it needs to be. Yeah, we don't need to do anything there. Fertilizer plant is reducing on that. We still need to get our... Yeah, that's 10K in there. The sawmill, probably throw another log in that. Silage factory is up there, and the water factory we don't care too much about, as long as it's running, which it appears to be. We look back at liquid fertilizer, 80,000 liters. This thing doesn't seem to care. It's all good. I guess I forgot about potatoes because I need that plow up here. Could also run the slurry on that field since we don't yet have fertilizer, although I could easily cart the fertilizer over to make more liquid. In fact, I will probably do that. But I want to unravel and solve the mystery of the IT runner fertilizer tank, because we can obviously dump it here. And maybe we can go pick it up from there. Okay, we can't do that. Can we go down and acquire... We gotta bring the plow up anyway. Oh, but we're done. Well, we gotta bring the plow up to there. We'll come get the plow later. Because I want to bring this thing over and see if I dump it into the standard container that we've been using, maybe it can suck off of the IT runner container. If not, we're going to sell it. I mean, we're going to sell it anyway. There's got no reason to keep it. I think it does not hold anything we're concerned with. So it doesn't really matter. I know that same big shed that I was just looking at holds that two bay wooden shed holds the combine, or at least it holds the New Holland combine that I used last season, last series. But I'm sure it probably holds the case one we have this series. Let's see if we can dump this into here. We can. That's just a temporary storage location to see if we can do our digestate transfer with this thing, since it is a tank. Going the wrong one. What good is it if it doesn't hold any? Okay. Gotta turn it on. Oh, it's just an applicator. Crazy. Okay. Well, given that it's an applicator, we're going to go use it on this potato field here. Of course, prepping the potato field means we probably won't get no idea what the width is. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Not very good. But we'll at least get a couple, at least get rid of it. That's the key aspect here. And then I'm going to ditch it because it's not at all what I was hoping for. At least we get it down and back. I'm going to sell the remainder just in the tanker. I'm not gonna fully empty it. There's gonna be 5% or 10% or so left, and I'm not gonna worry about it. But let's finish this up. Alright, now we gotta get, we just got the fertilizer in there, of course. Now we gotta go see that that thing is active. And so 10 and 10 is 20, which is gonna give us the full, gonna double that to 20,000 liters, which is great. Oh, we need to go back to the biogas plant and change that back to distributing so that works out again. And then finally, we only have one of these containers, but I do intend on purchasing more if necessary. So, yeah, we'll get those rocked out. This guy can get filled back up and go finish that, no point in filling him up from that. We're just going to go fill that up again anyway. So we'll fill him here. Come on. There we go. Because I could have taken that 11K distillate and put it over there, which we'll have to do at some point. not in this case. So we're going to go just hit the rest of that field up. Okay, we're going to sort out the digestate here. We're going to go back to undistribute. Hopefully we didn't just ruin ourselves on that. Okay, well, that can sit there for now. Man, I may never get used to that. But I don't think we're going to be spreading slurry much longer because we're producing fertilizer, and the fertilizer is much easier of an option. And since we're producing it, it's not going to cost us a bunch, and we won't have to manage that. But we are going to go up and plow up this potato field, which means we probably won't get through to, is it September or October? It's October. We probably won't get through to October for sugar beet and soybeans. In fact, I'm sure we won't get through to October for sugar beet and soybeans, but we did get the potatoes, and we did get some of our digestate and slurry issues worked out, which is good. Also has some plans. Why do I now have 90,000? Not sure why I now have 90,000. I'm gonna have to go back and see. Did that actually sell the digestate? Or did I sell the fertilizer to the... I think I sold the fertilizer to the liquid fertilizer plant instead of putting it in there like I wanted. If that's the case, then we're going to need to do something about that, because I shouldn't sell it and also then have liquid fertilizer. I suspect that is what happened and I just didn't notice. If that's the case, I'll either have to get a different liquid fertilizer plant or maybe go edit the XML so it doesn't act as a sales point. Not sure if that's possible. We do need a fertilizer sales point. But let's look at that thing real quick. Liquid fertilizer. Yeah, I gave it solid fertilizer. but I think it also paid me for it. No, 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 no. Oh, good. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's equipment sales. Statistics, no. Finances. Construction in August, right? We sold vehicles for 26. We sold that one building for 46, but we then spent the money again. Product sales look normal. Biogas plant income looks normal. So I'm pretty sure that was actually from selling that IT runner slurry tanker and not from selling fertilizer, which is good. It takes a load off my mind. I think we would have made more if we had sold that fertilizer anyway. But here we're going to go plow up this thing and call it good. I did miss a little bit. I was planning on going back and hitting that with this guy on a short. You know, on a skinny. Oh, let's see how that's. Let's just get this bit fertilized here. Is that good? That's good. It's basically perfect width. For what we missed. I'm going to leave the F1 menu open so that I don't forget to re-extend it, because I probably will otherwise. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look at the map and see how that does. Okay, yeah, I suspected we were gonna end up with a little bit of over-fertilization. I mean, actually hitting it with the full width. I should have just done that. Well, no. We'll hit it with the full width after. We're not laying down fertilizer when we plant potatoes, so we're gonna have to come back and fertilize the whole thing afterwards anyway. Although it is nice to know that you could slurry and then fertilize and have that be done. I don't know if we're gonna need this tank or not, producing our own fertilizer the way we are. But we can go back and now plow this thing up. Pretty right on. Alright, I'll talk to you when we're done with this. Okay, that is plowed, and we're just going to keep this thing up here for now. We don't really need it. Depends on what we decide to harvest first next time anyway, or what we decide to plow first. It doesn't really matter. Like, next time we're going to be plowing and harvesting. So, like, we're going to be harvesting sugar beet and we're going to be harvesting soybeans, and so we're going to need one of these things anyway. I think we will continue using the slurry for the moment, but very soon we're not going to be needing slurry. We'll still need one of these tanks to fill the biogas plant, but we can probably lose the slurry tanker since we'll be making I don't know what I haven't found a commonality as to when that bug happens with click to switch. So I really don't know what it is, but the fix is to get out and back in. That much is definitely for sure. But as I was saying, we're not going to need that slurry applicator for very long, because we're going to go hopefully straight into just all fertilization, which is less of a pain. It doesn't matter which direction you go on this one, it's always around, all the way around to pig food. Wanted to get these guys topped off. And I did want to pull potatoes in. While that's happening, I'll just show you. We are 2 months from making money on selling 100 pigs, and then 5 months on our 125 pigs. These don't really need it, but we have it, so we might as well. disconnect from that. Go do our potatoes real quick, and we'll just go finish the big food dumping before we do that. And get potatoes. Use this guy. We just put one load in each. We don't need to obsessively fill them all the way up. If one load will even fit. Yep, they did fit. I think actually adjusting the pole height on that IT runner may have helped a little with weight distribution. I didn't need as many as the other one. Let's have a look at those. We don't need barley. We just need soybeans. So we'll just drop this trailer and call it a day. Alright, well, that's it for this episode. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you next time.